Marlena.
Welcome to Tea of Life Pod. This is our very first episode. We did a trailer for you guys in the beginning of the week, and now we're here for episode 1.
And we're hyped up right now.
What she really means is living the life of a mom all day long and working all day long. We're very drained because it is nighttime, and the kids are in bed.
And only we're crazy enough to do a podcast at 8:30, 8:45 at night.
That's all right. So tonight we're going to talk about the journey to finding yourself because we're currently both on that journey. I don't know how long Marlena's been on it, but I just kind of started that journey.
I don't think it ever stops.
Which, yeah, I think I have to agree with you. That was actually, before we came on, I was doing little plays in my head. What I wanted to say, things that I should or should not say. And that popped in my head. I was like, I don't think the journey to finding yourself ever ends.
Yeah, it's a lifelong thing, I think, at this point.
You're on it forever.
Yeah. You finally found yourself, it just changes all over again.
I was thinking that way too.
Yeah, it's a never ending cycle.
No. I feel like I've been 10 different people.
Yeah.
And right now we're on a spiritual journey.
Yeah. Oh, the fun.
So, did you have a specific trigger to your spiritual journey?
Yeah, the paranormal.
You weren't on it until you got into paranormal life?
No, that's not true. When I was growing up, my mom used to practice Wicca. So that was something that was part of me growing up. She would show me the candles and what they mean, and always be good to nature, and always thank it when you take herbs out of the ground. All that spiritual wise for her. So here and there I dabbled a little bit, but I was like, okay, because I was a witch every year for Halloween. Every year. Until I was 16, I was a witch every year. It drove my mom crazy. But I always thought they were cool and I liked it. And know my mom was practicing. I was like, well, okay. Well, this is cool. And my mom and dad both agreed when they had us that they weren't going to baptize us because they wanted to us to choose the religion we wanted to be, or if we didn't want to be a religion, they weren't going to force it upon us. So, we all grew up kind of just finding what we want to do spiritually.
I like that. I think parents that give their children the option and give them the freedom to explore different religions and spiritual paths is really incredible on their part because that shows that that's something they don't need to control in their children's life.
Yeah, I know some people have different beliefs. Some people are like, well, you got to baptize the kid in order for, the kid to go to heaven and stuff, and more power to them. My kids are baptized, but they chose what they wanted to do and whether they wanted to continue with the church or, go their separate ways. And right now, my 15-year-old is into church. And I still, to this day, support her because that's what she chose.
And that's what they need. They just need the support.
Yeah. Yep.
I took myself to church when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I'd go with friends. My family didn't go, so I was like, I'm going to church, guys. And every time I went, it was like somebody was speaking to me. When the pastor would talk, it was it was directly for me. It still happens. It's weird. I don't go to church right now.
Yeah, I go to church once in a while. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to attack me for this because I'm not a church person, but there's a method to my madness, and I have found that it's easier to. I believe in God, and I believe in bad, and I believe in good. I believe there is one single higher power that is in charge of the other higher powers. I believe there's gods and goddesses. I believe there's truth to every myth that is out there. So for me, so if you go look at me, go, oh, so you think Loki exists? Yes, I do think Loki exists. Oh, you think Hecate exists? Yes, I do. But I think they're on a different level, and there's one prime being. Now, some people may see that as God. Some people may see that as, oh gosh, what are the other names? There are so many names. I can't even think of all the names for God right now. There's so many. And some of them are ancient names. And I can't even think about them because I'm so tired right now. But there are so many names for him, for that one being. And what people don't realize, and I think it's hard, is that we are one world. We're in one world. We don't know what's outside there of, in outer space and stuff. There could be a whole nother level of beings that we have no clue about.
Yeah. I'm
Like
somebody that firmly believes anything is possible. Like, if we exist, why can't there be aliens? Why can't there be werewolves? Maybe they're not right here, but why can't they be somewhere?
that's what I feel like. I feel like there's truth to every myth. Now, we know energy vampires exist.
Hmm.
Do we know real vampires exist? No, we don't know that, but we know energy vampires exist.
And energy vampires, I mean, they're not sucking your blood, but they're quite literally sucking the life out of you. They will
Yeah,
do
pretty much.
anything and everything to drain you negatively.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and the sad thing is some people don't know that they truly are energy vampires until, they find out, and that's the sad part.
I hope I'm not one of those.
Okay. I think me and you were okay. I think we're okay. Me and you don't like stressful situations. I think we're good.
I see myself out.
No, but seriously, because I know I'm gonna get asked this a couple different times. So spiritual wise, I choose from different religions.
Hmm.
Like we talked about that before. I choose different religions, different aspects of religions, I'll put it that way. So I may believe, hey, crystals work for me. Hey, candle magic works for me.
Hmm.
But I may go over to I can't even think of another one. Pagan, Norse pagan, and be like, okay, I believe in these gods, but I don't believe in this like passage over here.
Or like their sigils and their
Yeah,
runes.
like I believe in sigils now.
Yeah.
Do I believe in all of them?
No.
No. I believe they have to be personal to you, and that's what
Hmm.
makes it stronger for you. Like everything will work for somebody if it's that aspect is strong for them.
But they have
Like
to
so I know
believe in it.
crystal. Yeah, yeah, exactly. You have to believe that it has the power that you want it to have.
Hmm.
So, but that's
It
just how I am. I don't know. That's how I came into chaos magic.
you're now holding the title of chaos magician.
Yeah, and a lot of people look at me and they question it. So everybody's chaos magician is different. Nobody's definition of it is the same. So mine, it goes with me as I grow. So one
Hmm.
year I may believe, this and this works for me, and when I grow, it may not work later because I grew into another level. So now I got to find my niche in the next level, if that makes sense.
It does make sense because we're all constantly changing and like
Hmm.
things are just intertwining. So you it makes sense for you to have that growth and for there something to be there at the next higher level for you to learn and research and take on for what you need in that moment.
Exactly. And it also helps when we go out on investigations. At least I know what I'm dealing with.
That's true. I don't claim titles, but my spiritual path has been it's been a journey. Like when
It's
I was younger, I had so many things happen that was just they were wild. And I have family and friends that'll be like, "Sky's special. She's always been special." Yeah, I'm special, all right. But I ignored like I ignored all that stuff that was happening. And then COVID came around, the good old Pandolini that everybody loves. And that's when the spiritual journey kind of took off. I started to like go in deeper with finding myself and getting into meditation and crystals. TikTok played a huge part. I got suckered into the constant tarot readings and oracle cards and tricks and tips on how to be a witch and in the kitchen. And then I met the paranormal team, and it's gotten quite chaotic.
we will do that. We will do that to people just because we're like, hey, you're special. And then Sky looked at us like we were freaking insane.
Like I'm so unfit. I walk in and I'm like, no, don't speak to me. Leave me alone. No.
Go bug the other two. No, but seriously, there is a lot of growing, like you said. I'm starting meditating after I get done leaving my current job, which is next week. I'm going to start meditating because I won't have so much of a stress level anymore. So I'll be able to
Yeah.
meditate and not have to worry about cutting people's hair, coloring people's hair, worrying about if the staff is fully available, like people calling out. I won't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Meditating is like it's really hard to achieve that state of calmness and like inner peace. So many people
Yeah.
have such a hard time meditating and getting to like the quiet.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna borrow some of the headphones from Larissa and just sit there and just like, do my little meditation. I'm gonna start with I think 5 minutes because that's like my level that I can probably not go crazy at.
I'll meditate into sleep.
Yeah, that's the problem. If I go to meditate and I'm laying down, I'll fall asleep.
It's not a problem though because you can still there's still phases of meditation in your sleep cycles.
Yeah, yeah,
So falling asleep like in the middle of doing a meditation, there's nothing wrong with that. You'll be okay. You're still meditating. You just aren't aware of what's going on anymore because you went to sleep.
yeah. I tend to do that a lot. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna meditate, and I lay there, and then I wake up in the morning. I'm like, what happened?
I don't think I've ever done like a full night. I'm gonna meditate and then go to sleep for the rest of the night and wake up to the sun. But I
I
have fallen
did.
asleep for like a half hour.
Oh no, I'm out. Done. Finished.
Along your spiritual journey, you've been finding yourself in other ways too, though, right?
Finding
Like as
myself.
a person.
Yeah, I think it goes hand in hand though, because as you're growing spiritually, things are changing for you as a person, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Because I've had a
And then,
lot of personal growth alongside of my spiritual growth.
yeah, because once you start to like release it into the universe and things start to go, you start releasing more positive energy, you start to see more positive come back.
That makes sense because my spiritual growth like really started when the healing started.
Yeah. Yep, I found I know a lot of people won't say they'll be like, "Oh, that's not true," but for me it is. I mean, I'm not like I used to tell little white lies. I don't even do that anymore. I'm blunt honest now. I'm just like, you know what? I don't have time for this. It may be my age, but I'm like, I don't have time to bull crap around.
Yeah.
Like I just don't. I'm just like, here you go. This is how it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything anymore.
Well, I heard that comes with age too. So
Yeah.
that is probably a part of like the whole growth thing though too.
I think you get to a certain point in your life, you don't want to lie, you don't want to bull crap around, you don't want to tell a fault. You just want to be done with that.
With the nonsense.
Yeah, pretty much. But then you get onto witch talk, and you're like, what is happening in this world right now?
There's so much. There is so much on Witch Talk. So
I'm like, what is
much.
happening? Because
It's
I don't know who you follow. I follow Witchfoot, and I follow her daughter, and I follow one of her other friends. And I was like, "Oh, what is happening?" Because I like paying attention to her because of the way she does things. She does old magic,
hmm
so the way she was brought up was different from everybody else. And everybody on Witch Talk tries to tell her she's doing things wrong. And I'm over here like, you can't tell somebody they're doing things wrong when they're on their own spiritual path. You need to mind your business.
yeah, that's true.
Like, let
Because
everybody
there's
do
no.
what they want.
I feel like everybody. It works differently for everybody.
Yeah,
You all
yeah.
have your method of madness for a reason.
Exactly, exactly. Some people may be more strictly Wiccan. Some people may be more strictly pagan. It's just whichever way the cookie crumbles for them is pretty much what they're going to stick to. Some people may be more into voodoo and hoodoo.
Yeah.
I won't go into those because they're closed. But yeah, some people may be more into those, and that's fine. But I won't go into that unless I'm invited by somebody who's higher up in the chain.
Yeah. No, thank you. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
nah, I draw the line.
Some people practice all of those things though too. Like they combine.
That's what I mean. So for me, like doing that for me would be chaos because you're
hmm
adding different elements.
Yeah.
That would be like me going, okay, I'm gonna do a hoodoo doll, and then I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna pull something from pagan religion, and then I'm gonna go over and pull something from the gods,
Why
and
did
just
it have to be a hoodoo doll?
I'm just saying in general.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm
So
saying
that
if I
is
was invited in, like what you said, if I was invited in doing different aspects, that would be something that I would do as a chaos person.
okay. So that was like an example. If
Yeah,
something
yeah,
that you do is pulling from different.
yeah, exactly.
Is that the same as like So, you know how we talk about arsenal that we take onto our investigations?
Yeah, our arsenal.
So, would that be the same as like pooling different types of arsenal from different religions and spiritual?
Yeah, because if you think about it, one person carries. I carry a crucifix, not a crucifix. Oh my gosh, I carry the I can't even think about it. The necklace, the
The,
rosary beads, and I wear that as a necklace. And then I'll carry my ointment that I make, my protection ointment, and then I'll carry my crystals, and I have my dowsing rods and my pendulum, and that's all different. And I carry herbs on me, so it's grabbing all different points of spirituality.
okay, because I do the same thing. Like, I have my crystals, I have my mala,
Yep.
I have a cross, I have my little rub on thing is holy oil.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all being pulled from different. So I don't see a problem with it. You're not hurting anybody. We're not doing anything to harm. So I don't
Oh, I
see
have
any.
sage too.
Yes.
It's like always in my
Sage.
bag.
Sage is. I won't carry sage anymore. I'll carry lavender, and black salt. And what's the other one? Lavender, black salt. There's something else I carry. I can't think about it right now. But yeah, I carry those when I go on investigation. So if you smell cinnamon,
Cinnamon. I smell. I like when you put the stuff that you make that you rub on.
oh,
It
my
smells
protection oil.
wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's been soaking for months. That that
Ooh.
that I just made another one, but I had to let it in a cool dry place and in a dark place that way soak up all the herbs, and then I'll give it to you once it's done. Cause I
It
still have,
smells so good.
yeah, I use a little bit of Florida water in there. That's why.
Oh, that's right. It's like a cologne.
Yeah, I use a little bit of Florida water, and the rest of it's virgin olive oil.
For those of you that don't know, that are also on your little spiritual journey, Florida water is good for cleansing, good for cleaning, good for smelling
And
good.
they have, and if you go on Amazon, they have the room spray.
Ooh.
Oh yes, they have the spray. I'm excited because I ordered it. And I have some of it and it makes your house smell so good.
I didn't know they make it in like Febreze. You could just spray it on your furniture.
Yeah, it's like a spray, a cologne spray now, but you could spray it in a like around your house. It's not for breeze, but you could spray it around your house like that. I use it for like around the windows when I'm cleaning, like spring cleaning. I'll spray
Hmm.
it around the frames of the window, and then I'll have a lavender by my front, my in my front garden when it's springtime.
Do you do the old cinnamon in the doorway trick on the
Yes, I
first of every
do.
month?
I just started that because I have cinnamon brooms. I didn't, this is the thing. I didn't know growing up having cinnamon brooms near your front and back door was a witchy thing. I just grew up with it.
Hmm.
So that's something I do. I just get my cinnamon brooms and I hang them by the front and back door. But yeah, I do that.
See, I don't have cinnamon brooms. I
Oh, yeah.
actually like take cinnamon from the spice cabinet and go blow it like a weirdo, and I hope my neighbors see it.
Or if you get the cinnamon, what is it called? Potpourri, the cinnamon potpourri oil.
Hmm.
You put that on a wooden broom, like one of those old school wooden brooms.
And
You
put the
soak
broom
it in it.
upside down.
Yeah, you soak it in it, and then you just hang it on your near the front door, and your house just smells like cinnamon. Like at Christmas time, around fall, when you go to Weiss, they usually have the cinnamon brooms. Those brooms that are always sitting up front near the Weiss,
Hmm.
those are cinnamon brooms.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. If
I
you go up
don't
and
even like going into stores.
you smell them, they're cinnamon brooms, literally.
I'm gonna have to get some.
Yeah, love it.
But in all honesty, I hope my neighbors see my weird self out there blowing cinnamon, and that keeps them from talking to me.
But anyway, guys, so seriously, it's whatever as spiritual growth happens is seriously just what you find a strong connection to is going to be what works best for you. I'm going to be very honest.
And everybody's spiritual path, like, it starts differently. There's gonna
Yeah.
be something, you have different triggers, there's different things that are gonna set it off, different times of your life. Like, me and Marlena, we have an age gap. And where our spiritual journey is not happening at the same age.
No.
Just the point of that was to say that it happens at different times of your life. You're
Yeah.
gonna be at probably the worst time of your life too. Like, I feel like it hits you when you're really like deep down. It could be different for everybody. I know for me, I was kind of like in a rut, in a
Hmm.
hard place. I wasn't liking myself, and I really had to like dig deep in and go find me again.
It always hits you when it feels like it's hitting you when you're down, but it's really not hitting you when you're down. It's just trying to help you find your path. And I don't think people see that because they're
Yeah.
in such a depressed, like down state. They don't see what's happening. But from the outside looking in, from like that perspective, like I'll see it when it's happening to somebody, and I'll be like, "Don't worry, it's gonna get better." And they look at you like, "Yeah, okay." And then like months later, they're so much better.
Mhm.
And they said, "Oh, it's because I went to church," or "Oh, it's because I've been listening to this gospel," or "Oh, I've been, paying attention to herbs and crystals and it's really helping and meditation's amazing." So it's just different.
It's a rebirth. Like
Yeah.
everybody always says that they're reborn. That's exactly what it is. And it doesn't matter what path you're going. It doesn't matter what religion. It doesn't matter what spirituality you picked. It's gonna happen at some point. You're gonna find your higher power, that calling, and you're gonna go through it. And she's right. It looks like from the outside, people think that you're doing amazing. They see the growth. I think of it as a phoenix rising. Like when I think of myself, I'm like, I am a phoenix who has risen from the ashes. Not to be dramatic, but it really helps me get through because going through your spiritual path is kind of ugly.
It is. And everybody thinks it's this beautiful awakening. No. No. Mm-mm. No.
No, because you're fighting your inner demons.
Yeah, you are if you're not fighting your inner demons, you are not in an awakening yet. You may think you are. It's a upward battle. It's a battle and it's not pretty.
No, it's not. Like there's people that have trauma, and if because not everybody's gonna have trauma that goes through it, but the people that
Mm-mm.
do have trauma, they have to relive all of that going through it, especially like when you're meditating and stuff, because that things like that'll just pop out of nowhere. But
Yeah.
someone that's not going through trauma, they're more like just facing their sins in a sense, like things that they did wrong, whatever that may be, because everybody feels differently. It's all about perspective.
Exactly. And sometimes it's better to get a friend close to you and be like, "What do you think of this?" And from the outside looking in, and they can tell you what they see to help you.
Yeah, and if you can't find a friend, find a therapist.
Yeah. Yep. They'll tell you the truth.
They will be, you gotta pay them,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Therapy's not free, but they will be downright,
They are
downright
brutally
honest.
honest.
There's just, but it's great because, and sometimes for those of you that like do go and look for a therapist, the first one may not always be your perfect fit. You might have to like really search to find a good one, but when you do, you're gonna be just as brutally honest with them.
Yep.
They're gonna get sick of you, in all honesty. It'll be like talking to your best friend. You know, you have boy problems, and they're like, you know what? I don't want to hear about this boy anymore, but I support you.
You're like, it's okay. You may not have found your prince yet. That's their hint to you. Yeah, they are brutally honest people. And you're paying them to tell you the truth. That's the best part.
It's better to have one best friend than have to pay out of pocket for a therapist.
Yep, yep, I agree with that.
Because unfortunately, I don't think that's covered under all insurances. Like I know
No,
some insurance.
that's what sucks. That's truly what sucks. Because I think a lot more people would be more helped if the insurance would just cover it.
Yeah, the
It's not that
government
hard.
doesn't take it seriously enough.
Exactly, exactly.
But therapists are so helpful. Like, government needs to get on board and take it seriously.
Yeah. I forget what they call it. I'm trying to think of what they call it when you're doing, oh, shadow work. That's what it is, shadow work.
Yes,
I was trying to think about what they would call when you're going through traumatic events
that's what
or
it is.
shadow work. You got to do your shadow work in order to grow.
Shadow work is hard.
It is. It's
As someone,
traumatizing.
it really is. But I know like a lot of people don't like to write, but journaling really helps you through shadow work.
Hmm. And then you burn that journal. When you're
Yeah,
done with it, you burn it. You don't leave it for somebody else to read. You burn it. Listen to us. Burn the journal when you are done doing that shadow work. Because I don't care if they are your best friends, somebody will take that and use it against you later. Burn the journal.
it's a they make burn
Yeah.
book journals
Yep.
specifically to be burned, and you write
You write your
the
deepest, darkest, like whatever in there, and then you burn it. Because once you're done and you're healed, you don't want that negativity released again. So you need to burn the journal. I don't think people realize that. You need to burn it to release it.
she cannot stress this enough.
Yes,
Burn the journal, guys.
burn
Burn
the
it.
journal. Don't save it for your grandkids to read because you're just going to traumatize them. Just burn it. Trust me,
Shut.
burn the journal.
Burn the journal, yes. Anything. But if so, like, don't always okay. Yes, burn the journal. But if you're someone who is actually like creative about what you journal and you
Hmm.
turn it into poems and stories, do something good with it. Because even though it's dark and it's deep and it's not for everybody, which is fine because you are not everybody's cup of tea, you could publish it.
Yeah.
Turn it into something beautiful. It's beautifully terrible and terrifying, but it could still be beautiful. It's a
Hmm.
part of you and what made you who you are. Shadow work brings a lot of tears too.
Yeah, a lot of crying, a lot of depressions mixed up in there. And then you think halfway through, why am I doing this? Is it worth it? You're going to question yourself. And that's when I think that the higher power is testing you to see if you're really going to make it through.
Yeah,
If you're
that's when you have
worthy
to
of,
push the hardest.
yep. If you're worthy of, the next level.
Yeah. And you gotta push. It's like running a marathon through
Yep.
life.
All the hurdles.
Literal mountains. It's not
Yes,
even small hurdles.
it's mountains.
You gotta climb that mountain, get through that dark place, and there's light. There's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like.
No.
And there's always somebody out there for you to help you get through your shadow work. Which is why we go back to the getting a friend, the good old buddy system.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good idea. If you're going to do shadow work, have a friend who's also going to do shadow work. Be
Yeah,
each other's buddy to get through that because you're going to need to push through that.
yeah, that's actually super helpful. Like as
Yeah.
somebody who went through mental health things her whole life, it was always it might seem crazy because like should the crazy really piggyback off of the crazy? Maybe not. But who knows them just as well? Like who
Yeah,
knows you just as well as somebody going through it? You need somebody who knows what you're going through.
but here's my thing. When you say you're crazy, you're not crazy. That's the thing. It's crazy people don't know they're crazy.
That's true.
And sane people who think they're crazy aren't crazy. So it's like no, no, you were just going through something. You weren't crazy. You were trying to figure stuff out.
That's
But
true.
like when you have somebody who literally doesn't know they're crazy and they think they're perfectly normal, that's a problem.
Your therapist will tell you this, guys.
Yes. Yes.
we
They will
we
tell
can
you
be free therapy.
yeah, they'll just tell you. And it's nothing like I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing at I've seen so many people do that and they come back from therapy and they tell me about it and then they're like they were so blunt. And you're like, "Well, that's their job."
They're like, I'm not crazy, and they were kind of harsh about it.
Yeah, they told me I wasn't crazy. I was like, "Well, you should be happy that that they're validating that you're not,
Hmm.
crazy." And I'm over here like, "Okay, but there are people out there who do know they're crazy and they do need help, so they go to get it." And I applaud them. Let me tell you, I applaud them.
Hmm.
Um, but it just depends on where you're at.
It does. And not everybody can go get themselves help,
Yeah.
which makes it like you have to pay attention to your friends and to the people around you, because there's
Hmm.
going to be people that are going through this spiritual awakening and their spiritual journey, whatever you want to call it. There's so many names for whatever this path is, but they're going to be going through it, and they might not know how to ask for help. They might not even realize that they're drowning. So
Hmm.
it's always good for somebody like on the outside to be able to be like, I am a helping hand. I'm going to pull you up.
And I'm going to say this because this has come across in my previous relationships. If somebody is on a spiritual journey and they tell you that they believe in a certain belief system, do not, and I'm going to repeat this, do not slander them and tell them it is wrong. You are going to mentally hurt them when they are trying to grow.
Yeah.
You need to be
Don't.
supportive. Like you need to be the like up top supportive. If you can't be supportive, you need to walk away because that person really needs that support no
Mm-hmm.
matter how crazy you think it is.
You are not wrong. And I think that goes for like any relationship, not even. I know you used your past romantic relationships, but that goes
Just
for any
friendships
relationship.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. Family, like
Hmm.
be supportive of each other. There's no reason to put each other down, especially it's because somebody thinks differently than you. Isn't that kind of the whole point of like living? We're supposed to have different thoughts and be different. You want to be a robot?
Exactly. If they're not there for you and they're not helping you and it's just hurting you, there's no point in them being there. I have no problems with cutting family out of my life because family is not the only thing that I have. You
Hmm.
know, family isn't just blood. That's what I think everybody forgets that when they say blood is thicker than water. No, not all
You
the time.
create your family.
Pretty much. You're creating your family and if that vibe is not matching with your vibe, you have every right to push that person out.
Hmm.
If it's not helping you spiritually and they're hurting you spiritually and they're making you feel like they're demeaning towards you, you don't need that in your life.
That's true. Get rid of them. Sage them out the door.
Stage them out the door.
Palo Santo. Their booty. And don't forget to slam the door. No, I'm just kidding. Be gentle to the door. The door didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, it's like Medea. I love watching Medea clips, and Tyler Perry's amazing. You guys gotta listen to some of the Medea stuff because you'll be like, okay, I get it now because she explains it so well, and I'm like, that makes sense. That makes sense because she talks a couple of times about, spiritual wise, and if they're not good for you and they're not helping you, kick them out the door. And I have to agree with that in many
Yeah.
ways. Kick them out the door.
So Marlena does this wonderful thing where she compares like whatever you're talking about to movies. And I think you do it with songs sometimes too.
I did because when you said the Phoenix Rising from Ashes, I thought of Celine Dion with the Ashes song. I was like, oh my God.
I have such a hard time like remembering movie names and song names and artist names. I love these things, but I
Yeah.
have such a hard time like holding the names.
Mhm.
And then Marlena just breaks out with whatever it is. I
I
like
do
how
it
your
all,
memory works.
I do it all the time. It's just something that happens.
She said, "This is like Medea. I love Medea."
Yeah. I do. I love anybody who's uplifting. I like him. Like
Hmm.
Steve Harvey. I will listen to him in the morning because he's so upbeat and so like happy. I'll listen
Yes.
to him. I support, even though he's like different spiritually, I don't care. He has such a positive vibe about him that I'm
Hmm.
just sitting there and I'm like jamming out, listening to him. Like,
I love I love everything Steve Harvey. Like I love watching the little clips when he gives people advice of what
yep.
to do. Or like they'll tell him and he'll be like, "Did you hear what you just said to me?" Like
Yeah,
you already said the advice.
exactly. Exactly. Oh
I
God, it's so
I even love him on Family Feud. Like the man is just positive. He's raining positive vibes all the time.
he is constant happiness and positive vibes, and I'm all for it.
There's a tick. What is her name? Mama Tot on TikTok.
Oh, I love her. I love Mama Todd.
She's She's a vibe. Positive
But man, let
vibes
me
all
tell
the
you,
time.
TikTok was just mean. TikTok can be mean, and I'm over here like, be nice to Mama Tot. Dang it, she trying to be nice to all y'all.
He cracks me up.
She does. Her drinking TikToks. I can't.
I haven't. I don't think I've seen any of those. I always see her doing some weird stuff or
Oh
like,
yeah, she does shot glasses that people send her, and she does Taster Tuesday or Wednesday. I forget which one it is, but she like shoots down different alcohols from all over. It's great.
I have not seen that. I only ever see like her positive mama messages that she
Oh.
gives, and like when she's doing something funny, like she was wearing a cone head,
Yup. Yup.
and
Yup.
she had those, what were those, the moon boots.
Yeah, the moon
she
boots.
was
Oh my gosh.
she was jumping around. I was like, I really hope that that's me when I'm her age.
Too bad they're trying to ban it. Freaking go
I
doing
just
it.
heard that. Why are we banning TikTok?
Because the Chinese government owns it.
Uh, got it.
I'm not gonna get into that. We're not getting into that. We're not talking about
Right.
politics.
That'll get political real quick, and
Yeah,
we're
we're not
not
doing
doing
that.
that. That's negative vibes,
All I can
guys.
say is I am not for banning TikTok.
Mm-mm.
I'm not
It's
for that.
it's such a
Because-
wonderful outlet. I mean, besides the fact that it has made a lot of places super crowded, that's the one downfall because now these places that weren't like well known about,
Mhm.
people are now hearing about from TikTok and they're flooding the building and me, who is very much so introverted, is like, why are there so many people?
Not you, Sky. I don't know what you're talking about being introverted. I'm introverted too, supposedly, and here I am.
This is different. We are not even communicating face to face.
I'm like, listen, I don't have makeup on. I don't have my hair done. I'm done.
We can't even see each other. So I think this still counts as us being introverted because we are doing this from separate buildings in our own homes.
We're just having the time of our lives right now, guys.
But seriously, TikTok, I love TikTok so much and I love people that give recommendations on places.
Yup.
But could y'all not go at the same time when I'm going? don't
Well,
I don't want to be breathed on. I don't want to be looked at.
that's
I
kind of
want my
hard. Okay, so what you gotta do is think first, think like you and go, I'm gonna go this day, and then forget about it and go the next day. Because then, you know, they all already went. So then it won't be so crowded. So you gotta like outthink yourself.
That might work. Might work.
Oh, guys, we got off topic.
We did, but that's okay.
You
Right?
know, Steve Harvey, though. We love us some Steve Harvey and Medea, Tyler Perry. We love them. We're all about that.
Yeah. TikTok, see, this is why we don't ban TikTok because we wouldn't be able to watch all these cool little clips from these wonderful, positive, uplifting people.
Exactly. Exactly.
And see, we didn't get off topic because we also wouldn't have found all those wonderful videos of witch talk and the spiritual paths
The
and all those other
shamans. There's a whole bunch of
shamans.
shamans I follow on there.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of information is on TikTok if you're looking in the right places while you're on your spiritual journey.
Obviously, like growing up, even now we probably do it to our kids. They say something to us and we're like, how do you know that? And they'll tell us they learned it online and we're like, can you really believe everything you learn online? No.
Listen, my son Landon, I'm gonna tell you a story. I was like, I locked myself out of the house. He's like, did you deadbolt it? I said, no. He goes, give me your card. I said,
What?
excuse me? I said, excuse me? He goes, give me the card, mom. He's like, you just slide it in the door like this and it pops the door open. Sir,
Oh my
what?
goodness.
Where did you learn that?
You're raising a
YouTube?
locksmith.
YouTube. He learned it from YouTube. I said, I am bolting that door from now on. I was like, little boy, that is old school. What are you doing?
That's crazy.
I
He
was like, what?
locksmith's job in his future, I guess. You better watch out. He's almost a teenager.
Oh, yeah, he's 10. I'm like, dude, my little dude, what? He's like, yeah, you just slide the card in here. I was like, how do you know that works, Landon? I don't. I
He
want to
says,
try it. I was like, here you go. It worked. I was like, oh my God.
yeah, that boy is never climbing through a window, okay?
Nope, he knows how to get in if it's not dead bolted.
I got my school ID. I'm getting in here.
I'm like, so we deadbolt the door every day now. We're like, no, we're not playing this game.
No better way to be extra safe than
Yeah.
having your 10-year-old
I'm
teach
like,
you something.
yeah, I was like, I think, because I knew how to do that from when I was younger, but I didn't want to do it in front of the kids, you know what I mean? But he just came out with it. I was like, well, okay.
That's not something I ever picked up on. I never picked up on how to pick the locks.
Yeah, no, you just slide like a little. It can't be a credit card because it's too thick. It's got to be like some another plastic card, like a rewards card. It's insanity. I'm like, kid. I'm like, I can't.
Criminals.
Criminals. YouTube. YouTube. See, you shouldn't ban TikTok because there's other apps that are more dangerous.
Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, I know there's like so many sides of TikTok, but my TikTok is literally uplifting, positive, tarot
Exactly.
readings.
Yep.
It fills me in on like news going on in the country, even other countries that I wouldn't have known about, but I also
Yeah.
avoid the news.
I avoid the news like it's the plague. When somebody comes into my job and they're like, "Oh, did you hear?" And I'm like, "No," and they
I
look at
don't
me like
watch
I'm
it.
insane. I was like, "I don't want to know about it. If it's not positive, I don't want to know."
It makes me cry. I am the I'm the world's
Yep.
most emotional person.
It makes you a
I
wreck.
I cry. I don't
Like,
want that.
no, it makes you a wreck. Stressed. You get stressed for your kids. No, I don't want to be stressed for my kids. I want to get them to be an adult and then them go on their way and then be good to a nursing home. Or me just stay home and have a nurse take care of me and just party my life away because at that point I earned it.
I want to go to the nursing home just to have wheelchair races.
Yeah. Oh my God, wheelchair races. Oh, they're gonna need to change a lot of rules for the nursing home when our generation gets in there. I'm just saying. Like, we're gonna need alcohol. We're gonna need plenty of wine. We're gonna need plenty of beer for the guys, and we're gonna need football and basketball and soccer and some dancing. Probably a lot of dancing.
As somebody that has worked in nursing homes, that's actually normal.
Yeah.
They weren't allowed to have actual beer. We gave them like non-alcoholic beer, but I think they thought it was beer.
See, that's the problem. If they made it and they want a beer, give them a beer. They made it to 70 or 80 years old. Give them a beer. We made it through we made it through a pandemic. We should be able to get beer and alcohol when we hit the nursing home. True beer and alcohol.
All right, at this point, we've gotten way off topic. We are finding ourselves in the nursing home, in case you're all wondering.
Sorry.
It's okay. We get off topic a lot. That's our normal, that's our MO. What did we
Yeah,
call
we don't
this?
need to. It just happens.
This is the Hot Mess Express, and you have officially all aborted the choo choo train.
And this is only our first episode, so please don't bash us. We're getting the hang of it here. So if we fall off topic, it happens. We go with the flow here. That's how we roll.
That's, yeah.
Now that you said the movie thing, I'm over here like I do that a lot, don't I? I'm like, yeah, and the music. I'm like,
You do. I sing songs randomly, like in my head, and I don't think I sing them out loud, but I do get caught dancing a lot.
yeah, I'll look over her, be like, "What you doing?"
I don't even realize I'm doing it. I'm just bopping.
She's over there like swaying back and forth, and I'm over there in my head going, "Okay," and I'm over there swaying. I start swaying with her. I'm like, "Okay." And people are kind of like,
I
what
don't.
is going on?"
It's a mom thing, like from having babies and rocking them. I've noticed a lot of moms do it.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I add a little extra bop though, because I really am playing songs in my head. It's like a radio station that doesn't shut up.
Well, it's also the hip because you always have the baby on the hip, so you're always swaying your hips.
Yeah.
So yeah, you add a little extra bop though. It's great when you do it because I'm over there. I'm over there looking at you like, oh boy.
Like, what is she doing? What is she thinking about?
Sky's either throwing punches or she's over there dancing.
I'm so sorry to anybody I throw punches on.
Or the best part, the nervous hiccups are my favorite though.
My nervous tick.
Yeah, it's great because we'll be doing something and we're all quiet and then all we hear is it and then we're like, what was that?
So a little, little experiment here. Since I've had them for a very long time, it's almost 2 decades. I think I do it when I'm comfortable, not when I'm nervous.
Oh, there you go.
I think that's, I think that's what it is. I have a tick, but it only shows when I'm comfortable around the people.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, because I
I
do
think
get
it's
embarrassed.
I think it's cute, but when you scare other people, it's great. I just laugh because they're like, "What was that?" and they like freak out.
If I ever do it on here, guys, I'm sorry. It'll probably scare you. It can sound anywhere from like a hiccup to
A little scream.
a scream, like somebody's hurting me. But I'm okay. I can't give warning either because I don't know what's coming. It
It just
scares
comes
me just
out.
as much as it scares you.
But I think it's cute. It's just when you catch somebody off guard, like, what was that? And I'm like, don't worry, guys. It's just Sky. It's okay. She's
Yeah,
okay. They're normal. You know, we all have them. It's just nobody notices them.
mine
Yeah, that sounded
is
right. Notices
mine
them.
was medic notices them. Mine was medication induced
Yeah.
from like I think it was a side effect to one of my anxiety medicines when I was younger.
Aw.
So for those of you that take medications, those are a thing. Actually read the side effects because they can happen. Don't disregard them. It's a long list,
Yeah.
but you gotta look at it,
They
or you
had me
might end
on,
up with a tick.
they had me on one medicine where my fingers were numb. I was like, this isn't good. This is not gonna work, and I stopped the medicine.
Yeah, no.
They're like, you
I
need to
don't.
wean yourself off. I said, no, I stopped cold turkey. I need to feel my fingers on my hairdresser for crying out loud.
Oh no. I'm
Oh,
sorry, Marlena, but I would not want my hair done by you when you have numb fingertips.
exactly, exactly. I literally stopped that medicine so fast. I was like, guys, this is not working. I was like, I think I'm just gonna take like the natural remedy herbs. I'm done. Never again have I taken anything else besides natural remedy herbs.
If anyone's still hanging in here, I hope that you like heard some meaningful things come out of our mouths. Like I hope some of it made sense, even though
No, but in all seriousness, not guys. Everybody's spiritual journey is going to be different. You can come to me and Sky and ask us questions and emails, and we can get back to you if you want. We do have a couple people that we both follow on TikTok. We already mentioned them. Um, if you're into it, give them a follow. But yeah, we're just here talking about it. Maybe it helped you guys, hopefully, mentally and physically and all that.
and we'll be back again next week with more nonsense.
I saw somebody typed on our Facebook a couple topics and they numbered them. I mean, they were like numbered back to back. I
Shout
think
out to my bestie Chelsea. She
yes, the
went and
shout
wrote a
out.
bunch of topics.
But if you guys want us to talk about something, we have a Facebook. Take it away, Sky, because you have everything that we have.
All the social media. You can reach us anywhere there to submit topics, or if you want a story read out loud, we will read your story. It could be anything and everything, experiences, an actual story, but not a book. I'm not reading a book. Poems, anything you want. We'll read it, we'll talk about it. You can email it to teaoflifepod@gmail.com.
Love you guys. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.